Well, in this video, we want to talk about the strategies of building a team using our platform. And I just want to comment first off that if you're not in my team, please counsel with your upline mentor before you take these ideas and just run with them, okay? Because what we really do is based on our model and our platform and our teamwork and how we develop our businesses. It might not work the same for you. So I'm just throw that out there. And remember that old rule of thumb: before you do anything for the first time, check with your upline. And before you do it the second time, check with your upline again, because that's the first time you've done it for the second time. And I learned that from my mentors, and it's always proven to be pretty good advice. So I want to talk about this idea of a strategy and how you're going to build your business and why you might want to build in some areas. Now behind me I've got a very rough picture of the world, okay? I know, I'm not an artist. Now you know why I'm in network marketing, right? So we've got Asia over here and Africa and North America and South America. Now I just want to let you know that product-wise and income-wise, the largest markets for our team are going to be in North America, in Europe, and Asia, particularly in Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore. Okay? So, if you are in those markets, then I suggest building teams in those markets. The only, I would say maybe the only difference to that advice is if you happen to have connections in some place. Like when I got started, I happen to have connections and experience in the Philippines. And there's some reasons why I went there and why I started a lot in that area, although I was working in North America also. But Keytopia is available in North America, in Canada, and it's available in Japan, and it's available in Australia. Okay? So these are some markets that you might want to take a look at. If you're in those markets, stay in those markets. Look for people who have international connections. Okay? But let's say you're in the Philippines, or you're in Africa. You're in the Middle East, perhaps. Maybe you're in some places in South America, Brazil, etc. This is what I recommend, and I'll explain why. I recommend that you use our two-word searches that we use in Facebook, in the search bar in Facebook. If you've got any questions on that, get a hold of me, Val Campbell 731 on Facebook. You can also go to the FGX team on Facebook, and you can find us and ask. You'll see videos where we talk about this, and if you've ever attended any of our presentations, I talk about it there. How to do searches, what kind of prospects to look for, what you're trying to achieve. If you're in these markets, I suggest that you look at populations in the United States and Europe, especially, perhaps Australia. The reason for this is not only do those populations have more disposable income, it's just easier for them to buy products. But if you are in those markets, they've got a broader array of products also. Not all products are available in every country. So you've got a situation where you've got more products, a broader spread. Now, why do I say to do this? Okay? Because if you're in Africa, or you're in the Philippines, or you're in the Middle East, you're in populations that, generally speaking, don't have as much disposable income. I know there are very, very wealthy people there. I mean no disrespect. I'm just saying the typical person there doesn't have the amount of disposable income and the lifestyle that people in the United States, Canada, and Europe have. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to achieve a level of success so that you become known. You become an attraction. The people are looking to you and say, wow, I want to know what you're doing. The other thing is, you're here to make money. The way you're going to be that example, that attraction, is to make money. And if you are marketing to other people in those populations who don't have as much disposable income, you're not going to make as much money as fast. So go into these other populations using your technique, okay? And it might be Nigeria, USA, or Nigeria, New York, or Uganda, Miami, or Filipino Houston or Filipino Washington, Filipino Canada. Do you understand what I'm doing there? I'm having that search go out and find interest groups that are in your sphere of influence, that have experiences like you have. Now you can start talking to those people and you're going to be able to relate to them. They're going to be able to relate to your story. This is going to help you build rapport. Again, I've got a video out there talking about taking these relationships. What you're doing is you're taking a relationship from stranger down a continuum to being a productive friendship. And you're going to be able to relate to those people and they to you better. And when you do that, you're going to make money faster. And you are going to be the example for the other people that you're talking to locally. And when you're making money, the local populations, your local friends and people, they're going to come to you and you're going to get a different type of credibility. They're not going to be asking you, oh, gee, what is that? I've heard of those. But you're making money. They're going to be coming, asking you, begging you, pleading you, please, will you work with me? Tell me what you're doing. Once in a while, I'll have somebody contact me and say, well, if you do this and buy me a phone and do this and this, I will have credibility. You don't need that type of credibility. The company is the credibility. The opportunity is the credibility. Use your upline. That's your credibility. Don't try and give yourself status to impress people that aren't going to be impressed by you anyway. It's just the way it is. A prophet is not appreciated in his hometown. There's a proverb about that, okay? So, we want you to come to the United States, Europe, maybe Japan, although those are maybe not as many people that you can relate to unless you're Japanese, unless you speak Japanese, or unless you have friends and family that are working in factories and live in Japan or South Korea or Hong Kong or Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Middle East, etc. Okay, if you're in the Philippines, there's something called OFW, Overseas Philippine Workers. And there are 10 million of them literally all over the world. These are people that want to make money to support their family, so they actually leave their children behind and go to some other place. They would love to make money and come home. They're generally on a 3 or 5 year contract, usually 2 or 3 years. So they've got enough time while they're there to put an income together so that when they come home next time off contract, they can stay home. Okay? This is a strategy. This is who to approach and how to approach them. Be deliberate. Know what your plan is. Talk to your upline mentor, growing upline mentor, and counsel with them. Don't talk cross-line to those people over there who you think are doing something cool. Talk to your upline. That's probably who taught them to do something cool. And when you go to those people, tell them, this is a strategy I'm thinking of. Advise me. Tell me what's working. And how do I make this work? And what should I say? How do I dialogue with these people? How do I run the searches? If I have one thing I'm going to share with you today, not nearly enough people come and ask my help and advice. If you think you're bothering me, you're not. I literally exist business-wise to help people that want to be helped. Why would people not want to avail themselves of that? I'm not sure. But if I have one thing to share with you, not enough people are seeking out their upline, and it's always been that way. Okay? Just think about that. Now, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is these people who are from your nationality and your spheres of influence, who emigrated probably to those nations, they're going to get excited. They're going to build a business. And what's going to happen? They're going to come back to your nation and tell their friends and family about this. And oh, by the way, who are you working with? I'm working with Fred. I'm working with Susan. I'm working with Anna Marie. And now you get a whole different type of credibility because someone from overseas is now telling people about what you're doing. Third-party referral. Powerful. Now, not only are you starting to make money, but the people you're helping here are coming back and telling their relatives, you need to go talk to that guy. He's really something. So you see how this strategy works? Back and forth, back and forth. And it starts by targeting these markets. 5 groups on Facebook, 5 interest groups, 7 friend requests per day. Not more, not less. 7 friend requests a day. If there's anything you have to discipline yourself about, it's join 5 interest groups, send 7 friend requests. Okay? Of those 7 friend requests, that's 210 a month approximately, you're going to have conversations and invite to the presentation meetings, you're going to invite 7 to 10 people per week. That's roughly about 40 people per month. And you can do a lot more than that. I'm just saying this is what I did because I wanted to do something that I could then bring to you and say, you can do this. Because I really think anybody can spend 10, 15, 20 minutes a day doing this. Once you learn how to do this efficiently, that's the amount of time you can spend. Well, you can spend a lot of time on Facebook. You can spend a lot of time on Facebook talking and chatting in the group, chatting across line, chatting with all your friends. That's not what I'm talking about. Then you say, oh, I'm spending hours a day on Facebook. Okay, that's not productive time. You only need to spend about 15 minutes a day of productive time, right? 5 groups, 1 group per day. Go in 1 group per day, go in there and just look down through there real quick and hit like. Every like, click. And then I come back and I start dropping a few comments on people that look like they might be pretty good prospects. That's great. I agree. That's wonderful. Amazing idea. Just takes a second to drop those in there. I can drop 10 or 15 of those in 1 group and hit like 20 or 30 times to different posts and comments. I can do that in 2 minutes. Okay? Get the idea? What you're doing is you're throwing a bunch of seed out there. You're waiting to see which birds pick it up. Now they're going to come back to you and they're going to say, well, thank you very much for liking my comment. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Then they picked up your seed, right? You're going to answer back and you're going to say, no problem. And of course, when they answer you back, you jump over there real quick and you look at their profile. Where are they from? What do they do? Etc. And you're going to answer them back and you're going to say, oh, you're from Houston, Texas. Yes, I'm from Houston, Texas. How did you know? Oh, I looked at your profile. You just paid attention. And they go, wow, this guy looked at my profile. This woman looked at my profile. I'll talk about something else there in just a second. Now you start a conversation, and I've got videos about how to do the conversation. Now, here's a piece of advice. If you're a woman, prospect other women. Okay? That's my suggestion. If you are a woman, prospect other women. If you're a woman from the Philippines, I do not suggest that you prospect men in Africa and the Middle East and India. That's not going to be productive for you. They're going to want to get into social conversations. If you're a woman in Asia, I don't suggest that you start prospecting a lot of men in the United States. Go into the communities and make connections with the women. Likewise, if you're men, you've got a little bit more range here. You can prospect some women, but go look for some men. And you'll figure out, counsel me specifically on that, because in certain cultures, you're just going to find, in the Philippines, you're going to find a lot more women online than men, a lot. So you have to work this a little bit. In Africa, you find a lot of men online. So you have to learn who to target, how to get into these special groups, okay? I hope this explains the reasons behind why we suggest this strategy, where to focus first, why, how it's going to come back to you in different ways if you do that. But this is my suggestion. This is what's worked for me. And I have only interest in you being successful. This is not one of these businesses where I want to keep the best stuff for myself. I went out and found many of you so that I could help you be optimally successful. Because that's how I get to be successful. I'm not successful until you make a bunch of money. You know, nobody's going to get rich off of 5 people. That's not how this works. The way you become wealthy is by helping 20 people find hundreds of people, find thousands, tens and thousands of people, and they make a lot of money. You're going to make a little bit of money off each one, but if you make a little bit of money off of many of them, it's a gob. You're going to be very wealthy. If you have 20 or 30 people that you've helped to be 4 and 5 stars, to understand how to build the business, you're going to be an all-star and you are going to be wealthy beyond your dreams. Okay? This is Val Campbell. I hope that helped explain the strategy. Val Campbell from the FGX team. I'll see you on the next video.